Country girls, you love them, I love them, and through a newcomer's eyes, they will see the beauty in their town and themselves.
You are my shining boy, 待ってるのよ。誘いのこの場 I'm
Hokkaido girls, otherwise known as the only propaganda I'll be falling for. We open with our protagonist, Tsubasa, arriving somewhere completely unfamiliar to him, clearly not used to the countryside, until he meets our main gal, Minami, a Gyaru even in the snow, and that voice.
How are you now?
A perfect fit for the English dub. After giving him directions, he learns it's a 3-hour walk. He has no choice but to wait with her for the bus. While he tells her he's from Tokyo, she's taken aback, even more surprised that he actually finds the area nice. They soon realise they're the same age and attend the same school. And as they grow closer, he forgets to use his inner voice. And his bus. As we cut to them at class, while trying to convince himself otherwise, he starts to realise that we all yearn for the country gals. Walking to the train station together, she grows more curious about him and Tokyo, and since there aren't many places to hang out, she invites him over to her house. The next day, they head there, immediately spilling the juice on herself and needing to change. To distract themselves and mostly him, they decide to watch a movie together. She ends up falling asleep, leaving him wondering if she even sees him as a guy. When she wakes up, it's already time for him to head home. Running after him, she apologises for falling asleep and insists they grab something to eat as her apology. So the winter festival is coming up, and the moment he mentions wanting to go, she insists she'll be going with him. They meet up for their date. She's surprised by how much he generally loves the sights, and while she teases him non-stop, they end up trying everything and having a great time. Thanks her for spending time with him, and she admits she worried they might find the festival lame. Instead, she says she appreciates her home even more now through his eyes. While eating together, she introduces him to more of the local food, getting very excited to try his meat. He talks about how many first experiences he's had thanks to her, while she immediately misinterprets, declaring she'll now be coming over, and of course getting her way. Things get awkward when she meets his grandmother, but something feels off. His grandmother pulls him aside and he assumes any potential relationship is over. However, Minami warns him not to use umbrellas in slippery conditions and offers to guide them safely home. Still annoyed at him, Minami gets him to admit she's very important to him. When they arrive, his grandmother suddenly changes her tune and invites her inside, simply happy to see him smiling again after so long. Now they're off to skiing. Minami teases him the entire way, but they're also joined by 𝕎𝕒𝕟𝕥, someone who Minami wants to be best friends with. However, he accidentally stares at her for too long while learning how to walk properly in the snow, and surprisingly, 𝕎𝕒𝕟 has never done this before either, though she clearly doesn't want to be bothered. While Minami shows off, 𝕎𝕒𝕟 struggles more. She asks if Suba and Minami are dating, with us finding out she's a bit more of a loner and slightly jealous of Minami. During lunch, he forgets his chopsticks and has to head back to the bus. With him there anyway, they end up eating together. She confides that she sweats a lot, which is why she avoids sports. We also learn that she's a gamer. She quickly pulls back, worried about seeming pathetic, but he genuinely enjoys getting to know her. Soon, she teaches him how to play. With them skiing by themselves and Minami to the rescue, the three begin forming a friendship, though Minami feels a little sad seeing them grow closer without her. As winter worsens, he struggles through the snow, but the thought of her keeps him going, and right on cue, her family car pulls up. Inside, he quickly realises the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, as her mother immediately tries setting them up. After he once again fails to keep thoughts to himself, her mother promises to pick him up again, glad she knows grandchildren are on the way. After school, while discussing homework, Minami calls him while in the bath, and pushes things further when she doesn't get the reaction she wants, with her suggesting they visit the hot springs. However, she accidentally shows him the gates to heaven. Valentine's Day approaches. 𝕎𝕒𝕟 secretly wants to do something special, panicking when she runs into Minami. Eventually, she asks Minami for help, with both girls quietly wondering if their feelings for him are more than friendship. Sori struggles making chocolates, getting advice from Minami. However, she accidentally knocks over soy sauce, ruining her whole batch. With Minami putting on a brave face, we see she did what she could. But with Takayumi making her feel like she let everyone down, Sayori makes sure he realizes what he has done. Later, alone with Tsubasa, Minami breaks down crying, explaining everything. Wanting to cheer her up, he plays a song she once said always helped her. With her back to her cheerful self, Sori has some chocolates for both him and Minami. Exams approach and the trio studies together, though Minami struggles the most, with it getting late after being driven home by her mother. His grandmother warns him about curfew, and soon he encounters a mysterious girl, Reina, the school beauty and academic #1. However, with his head in the clouds, his grandmother tells him he must place in the top 10 or he will have to return to Tokyo. With him walking off, Reina bumps into him, apologising, and to make up to him, she offers to tutor him, and it turns out she's always ranked #1 at school. After their studying session, she tells him that if he reaches his goal, he'll have to take her out on a date as a reward. From there, those two study constantly, even outside of school. When the tests finally end, Minami just barely misses him. But the best part is he makes top 3. Meeting back up with Reina means it's now time for the date. They head out wearing traditional outfits. They didn't actually plan anything, but she's simply happy to be on a date with him, so they decide to just walk around together. Unfortunately, Minami's mother spots them and immediately alerts her to this emergency. Now Minami and Sora are trailing them. Meanwhile, Tsubasa and Reina are walking around the arcade, and as Minami watches from afar, she starts to realise her feelings for him. The pair then head off to the theatre, where Reina and Tsubasa realise how similar they are. He tells her she already inspires a lot of people and just needs to be herself. She asks if he has a girlfriend and whether he ever feels lonely, but he admits he doesn't anymore. He's glad to meet the people he has. When Minami and Sori accidentally blow their cover, Reina realises that maybe Tsubasa's heart already belongs to someone else. Later, with her mother's job doing well and seeing all 4 of them together, she invites everyone to a barbecue. During the meal, Reina comes to understand that people do recognise the effort she puts in. The dinner ends, and with that, Minami insists his next date is with her. With White Day coming up, Yumi feels bad about the comment he made on Valentine's Day, and wants to know how to make it up to both of the girls. Tsubasa gives him some advice, and after heading home, he decides to make sweets himself. When Yumi apologises properly, Tsubasa hands presents to all 3 of them, and as thanks, Yumi later takes him fishing, only for Minami and her family to show up as well, with her quickly joining the 2 of them. While Takayumi goes to check on his father's progress, Minami and Tsubasa are left alone, where she opens up about her dream of learning more about makeup and someday going abroad for it. She even wants to use him as a new canvas. But before anything can happen, it's time to move spots. They finally manage to catch some fish, though he also manages to catch a cold. Minami comes over to help take care of him, and as he gets worse, he asks her to stay by his side. When he wakes up, feeling better, she's a little sad that the moment ended so quickly. With spring arriving, Minami waits to walk to school with him, disappointed they didn't get to spend much time together over break. There are also the chance they won't be in the same class anymore, but he reassures her they'll still hang out regardless. Luckily, they end up in the same class again. With the new school year comes new class presidents, and Tsubasa is unanimously nominated, with Minami becoming vice president. Sayori later invites him to play a game with her, realizing just how much she's changed thanks to both of them. We then cut to Tsubasa and Minami handing class paperwork, where she admits she only took the position to spend more time with him, and she truly means it. She then asks him to keep 1 day free just for her. When they meet up, the journey is long, a 3-hour ride filled with detours and snacks, until they finally arrive at a beautiful park in full blossom. Enjoying the view together, they promise to come back someday years into the future. He wonders what they'll both be like by then, and what they'll be to each other. After spending the day together, they prepare to head back, but before leaving, he gives her a gift. When she asks what people would think about the two of them, he chickens out and says they're just good friends. Before he can correct himself, she reveals she'll be studying abroad, thanking him because he's the reason she felt inspired to chase that dream. With no words being able to be muttered, all we can do is hug her. But with the last bus already gone, they have no way home. Calling his dad, Tsubasa is asked if he wants to spend more time with his friend. With that, they end up staying in a hotel together. Trying not to let his fantasies run wild, he wonders if he'll ever see her again. While he sleeps, she leaves a note behind. Soon, no one has heard from him, while Minami talks to Sayori for her advice, confirming just how serious she is about her feelings. Reading the note alongside a message from Sayori, he begs his dad to take him to the airport. Catching on immediately, his dad rushes him there. At the airport, Minami waits for a message that never comes. Just as she's about to board her flight, he arrives in time to say goodbye, telling her he's glad he met her and that he'll wait however long it takes for her to come back. Only for it to turn out she'll be gone for 2 weeks, and after those 2 weeks have fly by, they return to their normal lives. The anime is perfect. I don't think there's a single bad character or even bad moment, and while we all know Minami has Tsubasa wrapped around her finger, I think the supporting cast is just as good, and I could honestly see Reina getting with him, and for me to enjoy it just as much as him getting with Minami. But Minami is the main gal for a reason, and with the amount of depth this character got, as well as the relationship between them and the rest of the characters feeling natural, I must say, I can't wait to see the two get married. And now with the manga finally releasing in English, it's honestly the perfect time to jump back into the series. The English release is already caught up to where we leave off in the anime, with even a little bit extra at the end, and I still highly recommend picking it up because there's some stuff left out in the anime that I know a lot of you will enjoy. For those who want to continue right where the anime ended though, you'll want to start at chapter 33. We know though, maybe we will get a season 2, and would you all want to see that? Are you all excited for the English translation of the manga? Let me know in the comment section down below, and while you're there, why not like and subscribe, it helps me out a ton. And speaking of helping me out a ton, thank you to today's supporters, it means the world to me that you support a channel like mine. In any case, I have been 𝕬𝕦𝕡𝕡𝕡, and I'll see you all in the next video.